Hello, this is MJ,
Hello, this is Cassie.
and welcome to another episode of Intimate Conversation Online Exploration.
And today's topic, we had a topic about communication and conflict.
Yes,
So we're going to say our feedback and we're going to share you about what we thought about it. If you guys want to join any intimate conversation, all the link will be below. And you guys could always be a pleasure to participate and like a video.
absolutely. So, yeah, resolving conflicts. That was a very interesting conversation. We did two things. So, we had like the typical answer the questions, which the question was, what was the question again? Oh, how do you describe your communication style when you and your partner are at odds? And then the second part was the role play, which was the first time we do something like that, and that turned out very fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
and what I like about the part of the first question, and we also asked, what would you change now? So we learned that people learn lesson because we all, for me, it's a part of life of growing and changing your communication skills. We got a lot of good answer. I know some people were more into the defensive side. They wanted to fix, and they decide to take more time to take and let the partner know, and also take accountability when you do mistake. That's something they learn, to say, I apologize about your feeling, I apologize when I did that. And also we heard a lot of people saying how to use the I statement, not to necessarily accuse the person. Say, I felt when you said that mention, I felt when you said this comment make me hurt me, and this is how I feel, and always try to have a conversation in a matured way. So that I like. And the role play, it was completely fun.
Yeah.
And what did I like with that? It was different situation. Like, I know one of the situation I really did enjoy, we asked two participants to play partners, and we asked them a believer or non-believer. So one was a non-believer and the other one was a believer. And what did I like? It was the answer we got of that. And also what I like with those situation is those role play, we saw the other person character. You give a chance to the participant to show who they are. If there's someone who's more funny, explain the situation.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it was great for practice.
Yes.
And it was great to be able to see from people's experience, how do they handle different types of conflicts. And then they were able to also share their own personal experience of how they actually handle conflicts like that. And it could be a conflict as simple as the first one was like, I like this type of movie and I like that type of movie, and we're going to go to see a movie together, but I hate the type of movie that you like. So how do we resolve that conflict? Which is basically like, it's going to happen, especially when you start dating.
Yeah.
There's a mature, conscious way to deal with it, and there's a non-conscious way to deal with it. And I like that, like from that presentation, for example, the one person explained that they wanted to share that experience with the other person, but they acknowledged that it's not because it was like horror movie and non-horror movie. They, to be able to consider the other person's preference of non-horror movie, to explain that it was not just about the gore, but it was also about the plot, and also that she wanted him to experience that with them, and then afterwards he could go for food. So there was kind of like a compromise, and the other one's like, okay, well, since you like it and you want me to be there because I'm going to be with you and you want to spend more time with me, then I'm going to go with you, and then I'll have something fun out of it because we're going to go for coffee and food afterwards. So it's such a simple way to make sure that both people are heard.
Yes, that why I like that. And I like you said, it was not, she wanted to share the experience, she wanted to spend time with that person. And that's what I like about the situation. And it was a little bit like compromising, but explain to the person, why do I want to see that, why I want to experience this with you, I just want to spend time with you. And the other person saying, okay, but if we could go for coffee or food, I'm good with that. So it's about compromise. Like I said, the one I really like was a believer and non-believer.
Yeah.
And it was a situation that someone is not who's not a believer. The believer is asking that person, like, I would like you to go to like, we have two friends who's going to get married, we care about them, and I would like you to come with me in church. And the person was a non-believer, was like, I don't believe in church and all this stuff. And I like the person who was a believer, the way she role played. She explained the person saying, like, look, is not the fact that you're like, you have a problem with the church, like with church religion, is the fact that I want you to be there with me. that is for a friend. But what I'm asking you, you could come to church with me. You don't need to participate in the singing and the ceremony, like in the religious aspect. It's just for you to be there to see our friend getting married. And for me, I like the way she worded, and she did not compromise a person believe. She did not, she didn't say because you're not a believer, that's why you don't want to go in church. She's like, she was aware of that. She just said, hey, I just want you to go with me because there's a friend getting married. You don't need to go sing the song in church. You don't need to go take the communion. You don't need to walk, like go do all the ceremony. Just be by my side for a friend to share the love. So for me, you acknowledge a person that is not a believer, but you explain why you want to be with that person.
Yeah. That was really cool. And also that brought up the topic in one of the participants' real life, where there is a situation, well, not directly, but there is a situation where there's a believer and there's a non-believer. And the lesson that she learned and she actually shared with the rest of the group is like, because of the fact that they have such good communication and such respect for the other person's like belief or non-belief, and that they didn't try to change them, they accepted them for who they were, and then they didn't try to get them to do anything, but just say like this, I just wanted to be with me, but you don't have to do anything that compromise what you believe in. And then they're able to it's not even compromise, to just find a way to harmoniously live together without compromising who they are. And the thing that I thought was really cool about that is that it actually showed another person in our group that did not believe that it was possible for a believer and non-believer to actually be a couple together. And then there's another participant saying, well, I know these two couple and they're living great together. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that was possible. So
Yeah.
I love these exchanges for that, for like expanding people's awareness into what's possible. And again, communication makes a huge difference. That conscious communication.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I like about it. Even I think the last role play we had was education versus someone who's not educated.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he had like the scenarios, like they went to a 5 date, the girl found out that he didn't finish high school. And I like the fact that the person said, like, look, we had conversation together. What that is an issue for you. One, you know how smart you wanted to see me. And I like the fact that each whole situation, we saw what someone was going to try to express himself and what you will say. Are you going to change your judgment about it? And the part of what's important of like values or every situation that you are in dating is to respect your values, because when you respect somebody else's values, you're open to grow. If you judge a person value, you're not open to grow. You're not open to share with that person. If it's education, belief, or anything else. So for me, it was really a good experience, and also was good to see other people's characters. You saw some people were more funny, and it could help you going in dates and like just to be comfortable how to bring subject that sometimes could create conflicts.
Yeah. I mean, we picked the easy one. Another thing from that part, the education and the non-education, they brought something interesting in terms of sometimes, especially when it comes to like higher education, somebody who's got a PhD and somebody who hasn't finished high school, there's a bit of an attachment into like, if you're have a PhD, you only expect people to have a certain level of education, and anybody else does not work. But it's not even logical. It's more of like an ego thing, and that can interfere with being able to have a proper relationship. And I love the fact that as they were exchanging their feeling and belief, they kind of realized, they're like, wait a minute, why are we even arguing about this? I like you, you like me, you're a smart person, we've been talking for 5 dates, obviously we have things in common that we can talk about. It's not like if we have nothing to talk about, why is the paper such an important aspect? And for some people it is.
Yeah, some people it is, or some other people, or I know some people who's not like, or not comfortable to date like women who's better educated than them, or women who have better salaries than them. So for some people it's a big deal, but at the end of the day, you're like, if I could meet someone who's sweet, respect, but I'm enjoying that person, why that little line will block me to go further?
Yeah. It's important to explore, and again, only through communication, through respectful communication, explore why is that an issue, and look to see, is it really an issue, or is it just a belief that a program that I've been running because I'm used to it, but it doesn't make any sense. And that's why it's really important to not get emotional about these things and really be calm and respectful and aware of why do I do it
Exactly.
type of thing. We skipped the one about the vegan, non-vegan one. That was another cute one.
Yeah, that's something is all, and it's also about boundaries. Like
Yes.
I know some food habits, and I like with the food because it was 2 person. The guy was more open to cook for the girl. He's like, I could do everything, and the girl was like, oh, I cannot do that at 8 o'clock. And finally, they're trying to find a compromising because they see, and she would say, I'm gonna cook the food for her, and we're like, okay, why? When the guy offered, you're just being a little bit a pleaser. And after that, when we had the conversation with the group, we figured out that person wanted to eat healthier. So that's why she said that. And what I thought it was more important just to be straightforward on if someone asks you to cook, like for me, I like my meat and I usually will let the person know. And I like to eat organic food. For me, it's very important to be sure of your source, where your food is coming from, how the way it was raised, and be conscious of how you purchase your vegetable and your fruits and your meat. But usually what I will say to the person in that case, I will tell, yes, I will love you to cook for me. I have no problem. I would love you to Google, but I just need to let you know I do eat healthy. It's very important to me to eat healthy because I'm trying to change my food habit. Would you mind if I go buy the groceries and I come there for you and we cook together and something like that? So that would be honest with that person and also mention to that person, hey, I still want you, because like, I don't like to cook. I still want you to cook for me, but I'm buying my food with my criteria of what I eat. And also to date or someone who's more closer to vegetarian is also to see what is better for you. Because I know, like, if someone is a vegetarian, it's very important to eat your vegetables. Like, they don't want to eat meat, but some vegetarian will not mind to cook meat for you. It's just they don't eat meat, and some of them will have a criteria like, I don't eat veal, and for me, I respect that. So I'm like, okay, if you don't want to cook veal, that's okay for me. And it's all about communication. Like, if someone is a vegan, some vegan are just doing that for their own value, but some vegan do not want you to cook meat at home also. So, or cook meat around them. So it's just like, how are you going to communicate that my food habit is completely different with you? Are you going to respect me if I eat chicken or something like that? And I think a lot of people don't realize often when you date someone is little scenarios that define who you are and how you communicate to your partner. So the longer it's important to communicate regarding your food habit and regarding everything, but you have to be honest. What could I accept and what I could offer to the person?
Yeah. That was very interesting. But to give it a bit of a context in terms of how like the situation between the vegan and non-vegan happened, because to tell the viewers a little bit. So the situation was that they were going to go, she's vegan, he's not. He decided instead of going to a restaurant, he's going to cook for her and doing some research, which was
Yeah.
super sweet. But the thing that happened that came up into the habit when they were trying to figure out when they're going to eat, because he has like, and that's all the scenario. He's got a long shift and he can't cook earlier because he's working, but he doesn't want to cook. She doesn't want to eat late. So then instead of doing during the week, they're going to do it during the weekend. But the thing that came out before that is that she's like, oh, well, if you have a 12-hour shift, then it's okay, I'll cook. And I'm glad that it's not just me that picked it up. Another girl picked that up too. It's like, wait a minute, he's offering you something to do, and you're automatically taking over what he's offering you. So he was offering to cook, and because he has a 12-hour shift, and now you want to cook, which kind of like takes the whole romance or whatever out of the question. But it also brings out, for those of us who are over givers, and we tend to put ourselves in that role right from the get-go, and then we kind of wonder, how come that person's not doing anything for me? I'm always the one doing everything. Is because a lot of the time we put ourselves in that role. So the fact that that was picked up was amazing.
Yeah, and also I like the fact she was honest after to say, because I'm trying to change my diet, and I was like, you have to be honest with the person. It's okay to change your food habits, to say, hey, I'm trying to eat healthier. Do you mind if cooking me some food without bread or whatever, without fattening? I just try to eat healthier. So it was be honest, and I like she realized that she was a little bit like overgiver. She was trying to please a person, and that she realized that, and she's like, yeah, okay, maybe next time I will let the person cook for me. And because sometimes when you're overgiver, you are not appreciated for who you are, and the person take that as something in common since the beginning of the relationship. So it's always good to let someone give you and always share the forgiveness back.
Yeah, definitely. Let it be equal, as opposed
Yes.
to keeping it all in and then wondering afterwards, why is this way? But you got to catch it early on.
Yes, you have to catch it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was really fun. And I do want to give a special thanks to all the participants who come every Saturday. If you want to get any info about slow love, dating, intimate conversation, all the link will be below.
Yep.
We have the second part of the book club, the third part, sorry, of the book club on June 2nd. Second. And also starting the month of June, we also going to offer intimate conversation evening. So we're going to be there 2 times a week. Once on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and the other one, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. on Saturday. So I do want to thank you guys to join us. Any feedback, any comment, let us know.
Yes, let us know. All right. See you next time.
See you.